Welcome back to the Major Leagues. Bronson Arroyo. Bronson 3-6 as a Pirate this year, having won 2 of his 3 games against the Houston Astros. Arroyo, who started the year as a Pirate, went to Nashville June 23rd and was 4-1 for the Sounds in 6 starts and pitched the one-hitter, of which Lloyd McClendon talked about, a one-hitter over Portland last Sunday. So it's Bronson Arroyo against the Astros this afternoon, Bob.
Well, everybody, especially Bronson, knows that a lot of the talk over the last couple of weeks is that the trade of Jason Schmidt perhaps is inevitable, that he is going to be going. And I think a lot of the guys think that that's 90% sure going to happen. There's going to be a spot in the rotation if that takes place. So Bronson Arroyo would love to have a nice start today, be impressive, and just slide right into that spot if Jason does get traded in the next day or 2.
All right, and Craig Biggio will lead off for the Astros. Houston's second baseman batting .305. 15 home runs and 48 runs batted in. Bronson's last start of the big leagues was June 20th, a loss to Philadelphia. Here's the first pitch of today's doubleheader, and Biggio takes a strike. The Astros won game 1 of this 5-game series Thursday night 3-2. The Pirates prevailed by that same score last night. And the 0-1 pitch, a soft liner and a foul ball outside the left field line. Ball was fouled by 6 inches. No balls, 2 strikes.
Biggio tried to slow down his bat to stay back on that off-speed pitch. Just kind of guided the ball down the left field line.
Biggio's in the lineup for game 1. Bagwell is not. And the Astros 4 back of the Cubs in the National League Central. Bronson Arroyo, 24 years of age, out of Key West, Florida. And the right-hander's 0-2 pitch. Here's a breaking ball outside. No, fastball outside, 1-2. Bronson's best year in pro ball, 1999, when he was 15-4, pitching for the Nashville for the Altoona Curve. Ground ball to third baseman Aramis Ramirez, and Aramis' throw to Kevin Young, 1 away. Bob, I heard a lot of people buzzing about the play that Jack Wilson made last night. I wasn't here last evening. Was it all that spectacular?
That was a great play that came at a perfect time. One of the key defensive moments of the ball game. You know, it was what we've seen him do a lot of. You know how he shovels the ball with just the glove to the second baseman to make the double play, and everything was perfect. It was a situation that got us out of one of the few little rallies that looked like the Astros were going to put together.
Julio Lugo, the shortstop of the Astros, checks a strike. Ramirez, the Pirate third baseman, up on the grass. The shortstop is Jack Wilson. Pat Mears playing second base. Kevin Young is the Pirate first baseman. A fly ball into shallow right center field. Center fielder Tyke Redmond in to make the catch. 2 outs. Vanderwall playing right. Giles in left. Kendall catching. And the number 3 hitter for the Astros is the number 2 hitter in the National League, Lance Berkman. Berkman batting .355, and he's 3 points behind teammate, league leader Moises Alou. Berkman just 1 for 8 in this series. Third baseman Aramis Ramirez, 30 feet off the line. Arroyo's pitch. Berkman takes it outside. One big plus for Lance Berkman. In his major league career through last year, he hit only .209 as a right-handed batter. This year he's batting .314 right-handed. And he's up there left-handed in this top of the first. High chopper off the mound. Bronson Arroyo quickly comes down off the hill. Bronson's throw to Kevin Young retires Berkman and ends the top of the first. The Pirates are ready to come to the bat. Well, the big challenge for us this afternoon is to make sure we consistently pronounce the last name of the Astros pitcher correctly. It's Roy Oswalt. And a couple of starts ago, finally the Astro people found out that it's not Oswalt, it's Oswalt. Here's the first pitch to Tyke Redmond, and it's outside ball 1. Redmond hitting .250 with a home run and 2 RBIs. Tyke 4 hits in the first 2 games of the series. The 1-ball pitch, a strike on the outside corner. Oswalt, 8-2 this year. He's getting his 10th start for Houston, 18th appearance overall. And a 1-1 delivery. Ball fouled off to the left into the second deck. Oswalt had won 6 in a row between June 2nd and July 13th. The last time out as a starter, 5 days ago, he lost to the Chicago Cubs, giving up 4 runs in 6 innings. No score, bottom of the first. Oswalt's 1-2 pitch. Lifted out towards second base, and shortstop Lugo makes the catch, 1 away. Lugo and Castilla on the left side of the Astros infield. Biggio and Ward on the right side of the outfield. Orlando Merced in left, Lance Berkman in center, Moises Alou in right, and Tony Eusebio catching. Shortstop Jack Wilson batting .245, 2 home runs and 14 runs batted in. Right-handed batter, right-handed pitcher Oswalt misses high. And the 1-ball pitch is outside. You heard from Larry Durker earlier about Oswalt spotting his fastball particularly well. Milo Hamilton, the voice of the Astros, told me that Oswalt wasn't getting calls on the corners in his last 2 starts, and that's why he was not as effective. There's a strike called on Wilson, 2-1. Trent Jewett, the Pirate coach, at third, and Tommy Sant at first. A full day of baseball at PNC Park. 2-1 pitches up high. Bob, were you ever involved in a day-night doubleheader as a player?
Nope. That's the first one I've ever seen. Heard about them. Never seen one before.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Interesting that Lloyd McClendon said on his radio show he felt that it would be easier for players to be involved in the traditional doubleheaders with games coming quickly one after another, as opposed to having the gap in there, players having to get themselves back up for game 2 after the layoff. There's a fly ball down the right side, a foul ball, count 3-2.
Yeah, from a player standpoint, they would much rather just play 18 straight, a little 20-minute break in between, and that would be the ideal for them.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Oswalt strikes out Wilson, 2 away. Now, Bob, is it my understanding is that they had a different clause in the agreement with the Players Association that permitted more day-night doubleheaders?
I don't know anything about that. That Players Union stuff is kind of beyond me. I never really paid a whole lot of attention to it. I know they have all kinds of rules about you can't start a game, before 5 o'clock if you travel more than 2 time zones, and a lot of different things like that. How many games you can play in a row, and I don't know what the double header rule is.
Kendall takes a strike. Jason batting .252, 5 home runs, 37 runs batted in. A foul ball down the left side out of play.
If you fly commercial, you have to have an empty seat next to you. There's all kinds of little things like that.
Yeah, I had heard that in the last agreement, what with all the new stadiums and a lot of sellouts, that Major League Baseball did get a clause put in that each team could play a number of day-night doubleheaders without getting permission from the teams involved. Pitches high, 1-2 on Jason. The Pirates 5-2 against the Astros this year. Oswalt's 1-2 pitch, a foul ball through the third base coaching box. No score, bottom of the first.
It just shows you how strong that Players Union is, and I think of all the things they do have to get permission for before they do.
Designated hitter, realignment, scheduling changes. 1-2 pitch, and a foul ball to the second deck off the first base line of PNC Park. This right-hander, Roy Oswalt from Mississippi. And his 1-2 pitch to Kendall, high and inside. Jason with a check swing. Oswalt pitched for the gold medal winning U.S. Olympic team last year, posted a 1.38 ERA in 2 starts at the Sydney Games. Notched 1 win in exhibition play. Here's the next pitch to Kendall, and it's a ball. Jason was behind in the count 0-2, and it is now 3-2. Nobody on it, 2 down, no score. Oswalt's 3-2 pitch. Ground ball to shortstop Lugo. Throw across to first baseman Ward. The Pirates retired 1-2-3 after 1, no score. Inning number 2, Vinny Castilla, Moises Alou, and Darrell Ward. I want to thank Robert Page and the Mendelssohn Choir for inviting me to be a part of their concert last night out in South Park. Honored to have had the opportunity to be their narrator for Always a River. What a great performance it was. I guess matched by the Pirates' performance last night, a 3-2 win of the Astros. Castilla homered last evening. He swings at the first pitch of the second inning. Fly ball to left center field. Brian Giles going back into the warning track, and this one is in the seats. Vinny Castilla hitting his 11th home run of the year. 1-0 Astros in the second. He hit this ball just to the left of the 410 sign, the north side notch.
The home run he hit last night was just that same distance, just a little bit to the right. Ball he hit last night landed right there where the visiting bullpen guys sit, right there on their bench. His 2 home runs, he could throw an umbrella over. He's challenged the deepest part in this ballpark twice and beat it. That ball, when it came off the bat, didn't seem like it was a home run shot, but
did not.
Just kept carrying.
Moises Alou takes ball 1. Alou's average tops in the lake, 358, 21 home runs, 73 RBIs.
Never know what to expect out of this ballpark. It's hard to tell, and some days the ball seems to jump, other times it goes nowhere.
And the 1-ball pitch is down low. And in case you're wondering, how does this ballpark compare to Three Rivers? This is the 49th home game for the Pirates at PNC Park, and the home run just hit by Vinny Castilla, the 97th long ball in 49 games. There's a swing and a foul ball. It's 2-1. Through 49 games at Three Rivers last year, the Pirates and opposing teams combined for 108 home runs. So it's 108 last year compared to 97 this year. Of course, we still have the rest of this ball game. All fouled off to the right, 2-2. But through 48 games, it was 106-96 in favor of Three Rivers. One nothing Houston, top of the second. 7th home run that Bronson has given up this year as a big league pitcher. Strike 3 called. Moises Alou is the first out of the second inning.
Throws him with the breaking ball. Alou, I don't think really is too ecstatic about the call. He couldn't be walking any slower back to the dugout right now. Just little baby steps.
Left-handed first baseman Darrell Ward, sporting an average of 267 home runs, 27 runs batted in. The Royals pitch to him, fly ball to right center. Vanderwall and Redmond come together. Center fielder Tyke Redmond takes charge and makes the catch. 2 outs. Catcher Tony Eusebio in the 7th spot of Larry Dierker's batting order. Eusebio hitting .283, 5 home runs, 13 runs batted in. Pitch high and inside, ball 1. John Wehner designated for assignment after last night's game. The Pirates are back to a 12-man pitching staff, having added Bronson Arroyo. Pitches outside 2-0, and there's some speculation that Mark Wilkins is going to come back to the Pirates and be available out of the bullpen for game 2 today. Ground ball to the right side to Kevin Young. Kevin with the unassisted put out. Eusebio's the 3rd out of the 2nd, but the Astros pick up a run on the home run by Castilla. Middle of the 2nd, the Astros 1, the Pirates nothing. George Northey of Coriopolis, the Giant Eagle contestant in the bottom of the 2nd. Brian Giles leads off. Brian's hitting .323, 24 home runs and 62 runs batted in. Giles swings a fly ball to left center field. This is a gapper for Brian. The ball bounces to the bullpen fence in left center field, and Brian Giles has a leadoff double.
That'll work. Big step to getting that run back. Leadoff double by Brian. It's amazing how much action that notch sees. What a beautiful little part of this ballpark.
Sure is. Aramis Ramirez, 68 RBIs, 20 home runs. Aramis' 20th of the year, the game winner last night. Boy, something about Ramirez and Joe Beimel. Pitch to Aramis, swinging a foul back, strike one. Congratulations to Joe for such a fine outing last evening. Six innings pitched, gave up 2 runs, both earned. Beimel picked up his first major league win as a starter against the Astros that first Sunday of the regular season at Enron Field. And Ramirez hit 3 home runs in the game. Swing and a miss. Rather unusual swing from Aramis. 0-2.
He was late on a ball that was upstairs. Maybe guessing just a little bit there. Looking for something off speed, a little breaking ball, and got it thrown right by him.
Giles at second base. The 0-2 pitch from Oswalt is high. Aramis hitting .391 versus the Astros in 2001. Aramis has hit 5 of his 20 home runs against Houston. 1-2 pitch is upstairs again.
Well, this is when Aramis really digs in up there, gets very tough. Runner in scoring position. He has been so good in these situations all season long.
Oswalt gets his sign from catcher Eusebio. A check of Giles at second. And a swing and a miss. A pitch down and away. Ramirez strikes out. 1 out in the Pirates' second.
Chased after a fastball. That ball looked from our view looking straight down on top of things. It was cutting and maybe moving away from him a little bit. Velocity in the low 90s. That's a tough pitch to hit.
John Vanderwall hitting .282, 11 home runs, 50 runs batted in. There was some talk about the Cubs having interest in Vanderwall, and John put on quite a show against the Cubs when we were there recently in Wrigley Field early part of this week. But first 2 games of this series, John is 0 for 7. Batting average .282 on the year. Takes a strike. And the Cubs finally worked it out with Fred McGriff. According to reports, McGriff is to join the Cubs tomorrow in time for the Cubs game tomorrow night against St. Louis. Ball hit in the air on the right side. Second baseman Craig Biggio making the catch. 2 outs. Giles stays close to second base. Pirates unable to do anything after Brian delivered the 2-out double. They only need a timely 2-out hit from Kevin Young.
With McGriff going over to Chicago, if he continues to hit like he has done all this season, that's going to really be a big lift for the Cubs. You asked me about a week ago who I was picking to win this division. I said Houston. Now I'll get a little wishy-washy. I think that I think McGriff is going to do something for that offense, and that's what I really thought was going to be the problem. I thought the Cubs just aren't scoring enough runs, but he could be the missing piece that they need.
Pitch to Kevin Young, inside, ball 1. Next pitch is a strike called. Now, come on, guys. You ever known Walkie to be wishy-washy?
No,
he might
never.
be whirly-bird, but never wishy-washy. Just doesn't.
Usually I'm wishy-washy.
Makes you the Pittsburgher that you are. Here's a called strike on KY. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at second, 2 outs. The Astros in front 1-0. Vinny Castilla hitting a leadoff home run on the top of the second. And Oswalt's 1-2 pitch down low. And the 2-2 pitch. Line drive, base hit into left field by Kevin Young. Giles around third. Merced's throw to the plate. Giles scores standing up. 1-1 is it? 1-1 Bucks and Astros as Kevin Young does come through with a bit of two-out lightning.
Two-out line drive. It almost hit it too hard. Gave Merced a real good opportunity to throw Giles out. And one advantage Giles had there, he didn't have to freeze and make sure that line drive got by Lugo with 2 outs. He was on the move right at contact, and he beat the play by about a step. 1 out, he didn't score on that because he's got to freeze.
Throw by Merced on the fly to catcher Eusebio. Pat Mears swings and fouls one back, strike one. Mears hitting .234, 3 home runs, 17 RBIs. Pat returned to the active roster on Tuesday, just in time for the start of that 2-game set against the Cubs. Kevin Young now has 39 RBIs on the year. Oswald's next pitch, Ramirez with a fly ball down the left field line. It is a foul ball. Home run distance, but outside that big tall yellow post. Pitcher Bronson Arroyo on deck.
Not the time that KY tries to sneak a base.
There he goes. Had a big jump. Ball fouled away. Huge jump for Kevin Young. He's got to come back, however.
You can almost read his mind when you look at him. After that long foul ball home run that would just missed being out of here, just a little foul. You know that the pitcher's a little distracted. He's not paying any attention to you. That's when KY, he takes off.
Swing and a miss. Mears strikes out. The Pirates pick up a run on 2 hits. 1 man left on base at the end of 2 innings. The Pirates won, the Astros won. Top of the third, 1-1 is the score. Orlando Merced showing bunt, takes a strike. Bronson Arroyo's next pitch, swing and a miss, nothing in 2. Merced hitting .288, 5 home runs, including a pinch hit grand slam against the Chicago Cubs recently. And we've got a break coming up for our network affiliates in a moment. All fans reminded that tonight the Bucks will give out reversible Pirates floppy hats as the Bucks and Astros play game 2 at 7:05. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Merced. Arroyo's next pitch. Orlando with a fly ball, left field line. Giles going into foul territory, and Brian runs out of room. Merced will come back to the plate and face a count once again of 1-2. We'll pause for our stations. This is the Pirates Baseball Network. There may be a number of Pirate fans that have forgotten that Orlando Merced was a switch hitter earlier in his career. Stopped switch hitting in May of 1993. Pitch low and inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The last time that Orlando hit right-handed as a Pirate was May 8th of 93 against Brian Barnes. Line drive, Merced has a single to right. Vanderwall has to quickly move to his left to cut the ball off, and Vanderwall's throw back in. Merced leadoff single in the 3rd.
Some guys that I think they switch hit and sometimes just do it for the sake of doing it. When one side is way dominant and you're not doing anything from the other side, then what do you have to lose? And Orlando always had real good power from the left side. Maybe not considered a power hitter, but I mean he was a home run threat. So I'm not surprised at all that he ended up giving it up. And I remember when he first did it too, there was a lot of watching him to see how he was going to react to those left-handed pitchers, and he hung in there just fine on them. Didn't give ground.
Oswald showing bunt on the first pitch, takes a strike. Astro pitcher has a batting average of .313. 5 hits, including 1 double. Tries to bunt the second pitch, a breaking ball away, and he missed the pitch. It's 0-2. The Pirates won, the Astros won. We are in the third. Oh, 2 pitch. Oswalt looks at strike 3. And it's the second strikeout of the game for Bronson Arroyo. Oswalt showed bunt, then pulled the bat back, and the pitch was in the strike zone, according to the home plate umpire, John Hirschbeck. 1 on, 1 out, top of the order, and Craig Biggio. Biggio checks with third base coach Matt Galante. Jose Cruz Jr. coach at first. Bronson Arroyo getting the call up from the minor leagues to get the start in game 1 today. Throw over to first base, and Merced back safely. Bronson Arroyo defeated Kent Bottenfield and the Astros in Enron Field April 7th. In that game, as a starter, Bronson pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs. And then Bronson Arroyo was the winning pitcher for the Pirates over Shane Reynolds here at PNC Park April 18th. Bronson won that ball game as a reliever, pitching 2 perfect innings. Next pitch to Biggio, low and outside. The St. Louis Cardinals have taken a 1-0 lead over the Chicago Cubs in the first inning at Wrigley Field. Jim Edmonds singles in Fernando Vina. Runner going, and Biggio throws the bat at the ball, and the ball is fouled to the fence in front of the Astro dugout on the first base side.
And that's what you have to do in a hit and run. No matter where the pitch is, get a piece of it, foul it off, protect that runner.
Biggio's bat ended up 2/3 of the way to the mound, and Bronson Arroyo, being the good sport that he is, came down off the hill, got the bat, and handed it back to Biggio. Bronson throws over to first. Merced has a couple of stolen bases this year.
I think that's always a good opportunity to irritate the hitter a little bit. You know, you pass that opportunity up by going out there and getting his bat.
In other words, you should, as a pitcher, just leave it there?
Well, I'm saying it's an opportunity to irritate him. Just stand there. Make the bat boy come out and get it.
Next pitch a ball. It's 2-1. And so if he's irritated, he's not concentrating on doing his job.
I don't know about that. It's just fun to irritate the hitters. Just for the fun sake of it. I don't know if it really does anything. Just good to watch them mumble and talk to themselves.
Here's a called strike. It's 2-2.
And I'm sure they get a kick out of seeing the pitcher mumble and talk to himself when the shoe's on the other foot.
Is that why you enjoy working with me so much? Because I like to mumble and talk to myself a lot?
Yep.
Okay.
I like to see you irritated.
Merced leadoff single. At first now there's 1 out. Kevin Young coming in to say something to Bronson Arroyo. Kevin didn't come that far off the line. Here we go. 2-2 pitch. Biggio lines one to left field. Ball played on a bounce by Brian Giles. Merced advances to second by way of the Biggio single.
Brian had a good read on that. Broke in immediately. Almost made a heck of a play, kind of stealing a single away, but couldn't get there in time.
And it'll bring up Julio Lugo, shortstop of the Astros. Cleveland won, and Detroit nothing in the top of the third at Comerica Park. Cleveland in the American League Central Division tied for first place with the Minnesota Twins. Pitch low and outside, ball 1. Minnesota is at Seattle today. Cleveland and Detroit are playing a day-night doubleheader. The Yankees lead the Red Sox by 2.5. It's the New York Yankees at Toronto on this Saturday. The Red Sox host the White Sox later on. Called strike 1 and 1 on Lugo. A couple of Astros on base and 1 out. Vinny Castilla homered leading off for Houston second. The Pirates got back even in the bottom of the second inning. A 2-out single by Kevin Young that knocked in Brian Giles. And the 1-1 pitch from Bronson Arroyo is low and outside. Bronson was a third-round pick of the Pirates in 1995. And he was 2-6 as a Bucco last year, 3-6 this year. 2-1 pitch. Lugo's fly ball to center field pushes Redmond back. And the Bucco center fielder Redmond makes the catch, tagging up, moving from second to third as Orlando Merced Biggio holds at first. Throw in from Redmond to shortstop Wilson, and Wilson runs the ball into the center of the infield.
Good job by Tyke, not trying to throw anybody out. Just hit Jack Wilson with the ball as soon as he could. And that way, Biggio has to stay at first base. Tyke tries to play hero there and throw the ball to third. 99 out of 100 times, he's not going to throw anybody out. That ball's deep enough. Plus, Biggio's going to get in scoring position.
First and third, 2 outs. Lance Berkman batting left-handed against right-hander Bronson Arroyo. Berkman 28 home runs. He's hit 27 of the 28 left-handed. And the pitch to him is outside ball 1. There has been we've not seen an Astro player win a National League batting championship. Jeff Bagwell back in 1994 hit .368 and finished 26 points that year behind the champion Tony Gwynn. Line shot by Berkman, a diving catch by Pat Mears. Pat diving to his right, making the grab, robbing Berkman of a hit and denying the Astros a run in the third. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left on. Middle of the third, the Pirates won, the Astros won. Bronson Arroyo swings and misses as we start the bottom of the third. Pirates 1, Astros 1. Pitch from Oswalt called strike 2. Bronson Arroyo is 3 for 30 as a major league hitter. Of his 3 hits, 2 are doubles. And the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss on 3 pitches. Oswalt strikes out his mound opponent. Third, or rather 4th strikeout for the Houston right-hander. Oswalt this year, in 71 and a third innings, has 72 strikeouts and only 17 walks. Top of the batting order at Tyke Redmond, bottom of the third. The Pirates and Astros tied at 1. Great play by Pat Mears, end of the top of the third inning. Line drive off the bat of Lance Berkman. Tyke Redmond takes a strike. The Pirates are playing their second doubleheader of 2001. Ball fouled to the first base side. No balls, 2 strikes in the Pirates' first doubleheader of the year. It was a terrible Sunday here at PNC Park, June 3rd. The Bucks losing both games of the doubleheader to the Atlanta Braves. Oswalt's pitch, bouncer up over the mound. Shortstop Lugo gets to the ball just to the left of second base. Throw to first baseman Ward. A close play, but Redmond is out. 2 outs.
Tyke looking a little odd going across that bag there. Kind of went side saddle or something, trying to be as quick as he can to get that left foot down. You see guys do that, you kind of flinch a little bit. And one of the thoughts that goes in your mind is Jason Kendall. Be careful.
Shortstop Jack Wilson swings a liner to right field, and Moises Alou comes over and makes the catch. Greg Brown ready to slide in after 3. The Pirates won, the Astros won.
Welcome back to PNC Park. The Pirates and the Astros. Greg Brown now alongside Bob Walk for the middle 3 innings, and Vinny Castilla will lead off against Bronson Arroyo. Tied at 1. Castilla clubbed his 11th home run of the year. And the 2-game series so far, first 2 games of this 5-game series. Leadoff dinger for Castilla in the 2nd inning. Gave the Astros a 1-0 lead. The Bucks tied it in the bottom of the 2nd. Castilla, Moises Alou, and Darrell Ward against Bronson Arroyo. And this pitch is driven to left field. Giles back again to the warning track. At the wall, leaps up, and oh, he made the catch! He made the grab! Brian Giles leaping toward the seats over the wall in left. Robs Castilla.
He took that right out of somebody's lap. That's a great catch.
What a play from Brian Giles.
Well, when they designed this ballpark, they made that left field fence with those plays right there in mind.
Boy, I'll tell you what, and everybody at PNC Park standing for Giles, especially the left field loonies. A couple dozen fans in left field wearing the yellow left field loony t-shirts.
You got the River Rats on the right side,
yeah.
The left field loonies.
Ball one on Moises Salou, and we have to come up with something for the folks in center field. 1-0 pitch to Moises Salou is fouled back out of play. Well, two just outstanding defensive plays behind Bronson Arroyo. One ended the third inning. Lance Berkman just laced a line drive that was speared by Pat Mears diving to his right. And now Giles robs Castilla. And a fan of a souvenir. This pitch is low and away to Moises Salou, 2-1. And that's probably what Bronson Arroyo was talking about. His first start when he was demoted back to AAA Nashville. He beat Las Vegas on June 26th, 5-1, pitching a 4-hitter. There's a ball, 3-1 on Moises Salou. And he told the Nashville Tennessean, the newspaper the next day, that, quote, I did the same thing here that I've been doing in the big leagues. The guys played great defense behind me tonight. I got the breaks that I didn't seem to be getting in Pittsburgh. And he gets another one! Line drive speared by Aramis Ramirez. Ramirez diving to his right, robs Alou of extra bases.
Yeah, right now the Astro hitters are feeling a little snake bit. They're hitting some balls right on the nose and getting nothing for it.
You'll get nothing and like it. There's Darrell Ward. Wow, 3 consecutive batters. Berkman ending the third, Castilla beginning the fourth, and now Alou. This is fouled left side and headed toward the seats. Pirates have just been playing spectacular defense this afternoon, and much better D since the All-Star break. They've committed only 7 errors in the last 9 games. There's a ground ball right side. Oh, and Mears can't cut this one off. Mears into shallow right field, hustling to his left. Ball snuck past into right for a 2-out single for Darrell Ward. Catcher Tony Eusebio to the plate. Eusebio grounded out to Kevin Young in the second inning. Tied at 1 in the fourth. We've talked so many times about Arroyo needing solid defense. Boy, he is getting just unbelievable defense this afternoon behind him. There's ball 1. Arroyo coming off a 1-hit shutout last Sunday, pitching for AAA Nashville against the Portland Beavers. Stretched by the right-hander, the 1-0 pitch, and a swing and a miss by Tony Eusebio. Ball and a strike. Darrell Ward at first, 2 outs. Bronson Arroyo at the belt and the pitch, and Eusebio takes the ball just missing inside, 2-1. Pirates are wearing their alternate black jersey tops for game 1 of this historic day-night doubleheader in Pittsburgh. The stretch, the 2-1. That's low. 3 balls and a strike on Eusebio. On deck, Orlando Merced. Kevin Young playing in front of the runner, Darrell Ward, at first base. And now moseys toward the line. There goes the runner. And a 3/4 swing, a foul ball out of play. 3-2 on Eusebio. Darrell Ward back to first. He'll be off on this pitch. Young will now play behind him. 1-1 score. Fourth inning from PNC Park. Bronson Arroyo coming set. The payoff pitch just missed, ball 4. Looked as though the home plate umpire John Hirschbeck might have flinched. With runners at first and second.
They were supposed to be hunting for strikes. Remember that?
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago.
The memo that was sent out, Sandy Alderson, Major League Baseball office, encouraging home plate umpires to get their pitch counts down. Now Orlando Merced single to right field in the third.
It's like saying anything close, call it a strike.
And there's a ball in the dirt, skips past Kendall. That will allow the runners to move up 90 feet. Wild pitch.
Kendall blocked that, but he thought he blocked it to the right. Ball went to the left.
Bob, would you think about intentionally walking Merced here? No, that's what they're going to do. Roy Oswalt, the pitcher, on deck. Merced has been a pretty clutch player this year, mainly as a pinch hitter. Taken outside, 3-0.
Orlando still got some quality at bats in him.
So an intentional walk on Orlando Merced to face the pitcher, Roy Oswalt, who's not been an automatic out in his rookie season. Struck out against Arroyo in the third.
Yeah, that was while he was trying to bunt, sacrifice. Ended up taking a strike 3.
Arroyo has to bear down here and try and get his mound opponent the pitch. Oswalt takes ball 1.
Yeah, you really do have to bear down in these situations. This is a must out that you have to get that pitcher up, bases loaded. You, for some reason, don't get him here, then that is big trouble. Top of the lineup comes up.
Fly ball deep to center, but going back is Tyke Redmond, and he tracks it down. So Arroyo does get Oswalt and leaves the bases loaded. And that leaves the score tied. Astros 1, Pirates 1.
Yeah, tie score here in the 4th inning. It's just a little past 2, time for a station identification with this reminder. Sunday, it's Steve Blass's Greats of the Game, sponsored by Monroe Muffler and Brakes, during the Pittsburgh Tribune Review pregame show. This week, Steve talks to Ron Santo. Airtime is 1:10 here on the Pirates Radio Network. Now Jason Kendall ready to step in against Oswalt.
Kendall takes a strike. He grounded out his first time. Giles on deck, and then Aramis Ramirez.
Giant Eagle home run hitters inning. And Purnell will be the winner if somebody can put one over. And from Scottdale, PA, this ball's popped up in the center field for the first out. Greg, are you an officer of the law?
Well, I'm not, but I
Well, if you were, then
respect him.
don't forget about Law Enforcement Night, Tuesday, August 21st, versus the Arizona Diamondbacks at 7:05. There will be special events. Tickets are priced at $12, but $4 of that will go to a Law Enforcement Memorial. Come out, show your Bucko spirit and city pride. For information, order tickets, please call 1-800-BUY-BUCKS. Law Enforcement Night, August 21st.
Pirates and the Diamondbacks, a Tuesday night. That would be a great way to honor great people and important people in your community. This pitch is popped up into shallow center field, and that's going to drop in front of Berkman. Giles just fists it into center field. A 1-out single brings up Aramis Ramirez.
Ramos had a hard time catching up with the fastball his first at bat. Might have been sitting there looking for some off-speed pitches. Just one ready to hit that number 1. Imagine he'll have it tuned up just a little bit quicker this at bat.
Oswalt, who doesn't throw extremely hard. There's a fly ball to left toward the warning track. Merced, and just at the base of the wall, makes the catch. Giles back to first, right in front of the Verizon Wireless logo on the left field wall.
It gets interesting there because the wall comes in at a pretty sharp angle. And it just maybe 30 feet into fair territory. It's already 380 feet.
So the more that ball drifts toward the foul pole, the better your chances.
The more you have to worry about a home run, because that fence is coming in at a steep angle.
John Vanderwall popped to second his first time up against Roy Oswalt, and this pitch is low. Oswalt, his 9th start, a record of 8-2, the best winning percentage in the league. Left-hand batter John Vanderwall with Giles at first, tied at 1. Pitches bounce to the right side. Biggio has it, and on to first. 4-3 on your scorecard after 4 innings from PNC Park. Astros 1, Buccos 1. 5th inning begins with second baseman Craig Biggio to the plate against Bronson Arroyo. Biggio has grounded to third and singled to left. 1-1 the score. Astros about hit the Pirates 4-3. Arroyo into the wind and the pitch to Biggio, and that's hit into left center field for a base hit. Giles cuts off Redmond to hold Biggio to a leadoff single. Brings up Julio Lugo, and then the real meat of the order. The second best offense in the National League, the Houston Astros.
And one of those things that you don't really think about, Greg, goes back to your question earlier in last inning. That wild pitch, runners go up, opens up a base. You walk the number 8 hitter, the pitcher's out of the way, so now you have leadoff hitter leading off, and Biggio gets on in front of the big guns. Everything has a little domino effect throughout the ball game.
Throw to first base. Biggio is back standing.
Ideally, you would have loved to have had Merced make the last out. But in a tight ball game like this, you can certainly see why they decided to pitch to the pitcher with runners at second and third instead of Merced.
Ball is bunted. Arroyo off the mound. Gets it and just does get the speedy Lugo. Not by much. Sacrifice goes 1-3. Moves Biggio into scoring position for Lance Berkman.
Yeah, Lugo was way out there in fair territory going down the line. He was 5 or 6 feet on the grass after he laid down that bunt.
So they could have called him on it.
Yeah, normally, unless it's going to interfere with the throw, you kind of let him get away with that stuff. That one was kind of borderline because of where that ball was.
Pitch to Berkman is downstairs. Lance Berkman, line 1 off Arroyo in the third with 2 men on and 2 outs, but Pat Mears made a spectacular diving stab of the ball. What was that? Here's the stretch of the 1-0 pitch. Low. 2 balls, no strikes. Bob Walk has momentarily left the broadcast booth position, dropping his headsets. Now back on. What happened, Bob?
I missed the trash can and threw that half-empty can of Pepsi into my bag.
Oh, jeez. There's a ball hit into center field, a base hit. Tyke Redmond fires toward the plate, cut off by Kevin Young in the back of the mound. The runner Biggio halfway had to make sure that Redmond wasn't able to make the catch. Puts runners at first and third with 1 out in the 5th inning. And Vinny Castilla has homered and was robbed of a home run in this game. Hit one over the left center field wall past the 410 marker. Leading off the 2nd inning. At the time, it gave the Astros a 1-0 lead, and Brian Giles robbed Castilla of his 2nd home run of the day when he led off the 4th inning. Pitch to Castilla is low, ball 1.
It's safe to say that Castilla seeing the ball well in his first few looks at PNC Park.
1 for 3 plus a walk last night. Home run. The 1-0 pitch. Castilla swings and misses. 1-1. Make sure you stop by any Pirate Clubhouse store location during this month. Register for a chance to win in Major League Baseball's Authentic Collection 2 Tickets to Heaven promotion. Grand prize, a trip for 4 to every game of the 2001 World Series. The stretch and the 1-1. Castilla fouls it out of play. First prize, pair of season tickets to see the Bucks at PNC Park next season. You may also receive a free gift with a qualifying purchase of Major League Baseball Authentic Collection merchandise. And of course, the password to savings for this month of July is Bob Walk. Use Bob's name in any Pirate Clubhouse and receive a special discount. Pirates Clubhouse shops located in Monroeville Mall, Ross Park Mall, Westmoreland Mall, South Hills Village, and Station Square. Castilla drive deep to left. Going back is Giles. This one leaves the yard. Vinny Castilla, his second home run of the afternoon, his 12th, gives the Houston Astros a 4-1 lead.
Could have been his third today if it wasn't for Giles. You mentioned that. Putting on quite a show.
Castilla's third in 2 games.
Very nice little pickup. Tampa Bay Devil Rays not wanting Vinny's services anymore this year. Houston very happy to have him.
Now it's Moises Alou against Bronson Arroyo. Alou takes a ball. Alou struck out looking in the second, was robbed of a double in the fourth on a diving play by Ramos Ramirez. This pitch is popped up to shallow right. John Vanderwall comes on to make the catch. Very shallow right field, just behind Pat Mears. 2 outs in the 5th. So now Roy Oswalt and the Astros own a 4-1 lead in the top of the 5th inning. Brings up Darrell Ward, who has flied out and singled. The pitch to Ward. Off the end of the bat, rolled to third. Ramos Ramirez across the diamond to retire the side, but a 3-run homer for Vinny Castilla at the halfway mark makes it Houston 4, Pittsburgh 1. Kevin Young is at the plate. Pirates trailing 4-1. Young singled in the Bucks' only run in the 2nd inning against Roy Oswalt, and he takes inside. Young, Mears, and then the pitcher spot. Due up. The 1-0 pitch. And Young takes a strike call. Next offering is fouled up against the screen. 1-2. Bottom of the 5th inning. 4-1 Astros. Cardinals leading the Cubs 1-0 at Wrigley in the 3rd. Swung on and missed. Kevin Young down on strikes.
Sail the Gateway Clipper Fleet shuttle service from Station Square Dock. Shuttles begin 3 hours prior to every home game. Ample parking and a round trip ticket is only $5. Get to the game the easy way aboard the Gateway Clipper Fleet shuttle and enjoy Pirates baseball. All new PNC Park. We always talk about doing that one of these days, Greg. We got to go through with it.
Yep.
Take the boat to work.
Pat Mears hits a drive to right field, but Moises Alou onto the warning track makes the catch. Pat Mears has stung the ball a couple of times, so Bronson Arroyo will come to the plate with 2 outs, nobody on in the 5th inning. Arroyo struck out in the 3rd against Roy Oswalt. Walked across the Clemente Bridge after last night's game. That
had to be a little crowded because of the fireworks. I mean, there was a lot of people just lining up to watch the fireworks.
Yeah, it was jammed, but that's a great way to go. This is fouled out of play right side by Bronson Arroyo. This pitch inside, 1-1.
I would imagine a lot of the restaurants on both sides of the river are going to see a lot of action in between these games.
Yeah. This is fouled back out of play. First ever day-night doubleheader in Pittsburgh. The Bucks and Astros played a day-night doubleheader in the Astrodome back in August of 1968. The starter for the Pirates in Game 1 was Steve Blass. Bronson Arroyo strikes out looking. And the Bucks go down in order for the third time this afternoon after 5 innings from PNC Park. Astros 4, Pirates 1. Tony Eusebio swings and foul tips the first pitch from Bronson Arroyo. Eusebio has grounded out and walked, bottom third of the order. Eusebio takes a strike inside corner, 0-2. Four runs on 7 hits for the Astros. A run 3 hits for Pittsburgh, and Arroyo strikes out Eusebio on 3 pitches as he swings and misses. That's the third K for the Pirates starter Bronson Arroyo, who was recalled from AAA Nashville. And John Wehner designated for assignment. Certainly wish the Rock well. Something tells me we will see him again in some capacity, if not with the Pirates and some other organization.
Well, he lives in Cranberry. He's only 5 minutes from us. We'll see him a lot.
No, I don't know about that. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Orlando Merced. 1 ball, 1 strike. I thought it was interesting that on Lloyd McClendon's show, he told Lanny that he hinted that the Pirates might offer John Wehner some position in the organization. Hinted. 1-1 pitch. 1 hop on the short hop. Good play by Jack Wilson as he throws on to get Orlando Merced 6-3. But John Wehner, a teammate of Lloyd McClendon and a longtime teammate of Bob's. Sure, a great teammate to have, and he's one of the great people you'll meet. As down to earth as they come.
Well, I hope he does stay in the organization. I would hate to only see him in the wintertime, run into him at the Outback, that sort of thing.
Strike called on Oswalt. The 0-1 pitch. Foul tips this one. It's 0-2. John Wehner.
Of course, as an avid golfer, we play golf with him.
That's what I meant. You know, we try to get him out golfing, but for some reason, Rock always has something going on during the offseason. Low and away, 1-2. On the pitcher, Roy Oswalt. Pitch from Arroyo is fouled off. Wehner, more than likely finishing his Pirates career, 364 games with the Bucks. 250 average, 4 home runs. Of course, the most memorable of them all, the final home run ever in the history of Three River Stadium last year against the Chicago Cubs. Oswalt has chipped his bat. He shows home plate umpire John Hirschbeck that he needs another stick. Oswalt has struck out and flied out against Bronson Arroyo. The Pirates are down 4-1 in the 6th inning. Vinny Castilla providing the power for the Astros with a pair of homers, 4 RBIs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Oswalt is ready. Arroyo's 1-2 offering and another foul ball.
Takes a rip. You better be able to hit. If you go back to get a new bat, they give you one and you decide that's not the one you like and you want another one. And Jeff Bagwell can do that. It's tough to do that as a pitcher.
And the pitcher, Oswalt, strikes out looking. 1-2-3 go the Astros. 5.5 played. Houston 4, Pittsburgh 1. Roy Oswalt faces Tyke Redmond. The Pirates center fielder takes ball 1 with showing bunt. That brought in third baseman Vinny Castilla. Redmond has popped to short and grounded to shortstop Julio Lugo. 4-1 Astros lead this game. Redmond takes a ball low and in. 2-0. Redmond, then Jack Wilson and Jason Kendall. Oswalt, who lost a 6-2 decision to the Cubs on Monday. Strike is called. That was his first defeat in 9 starts. In fact, just the 3rd pitcher in the last 50 years. This ball is hit past shortstop Lugo into center field. Tyke Redmond, the wide turn at first, to lead off base hit for Tyke Redmond. The 3rd pitcher in the last 50 years to have his club win each of his first 8 major league starts. Alan Watson of the Cardinals in 1993 and Fernando Valenzuela of the '81 Dodgers, the other 2 pitchers. Second time today the Pirates have had their leadoff man on. They cashed in Brian Giles when he led off the second with a double. Here's Jack Wilson. He has struck out and fly to right. He takes inside. Pirates trying to win their 40th game of the year and get back to a game under 500 at home. They're 23-25 this season at PNC Park. Jack Wilson takes a strike. Well, the Bucks have fared well against one of the better teams in baseball, the Houston Astros. They've won 5 of 7. Play the Astros again tonight at 7:05 and tomorrow afternoon 1:35. A ball and a strike. The pitch to Jack Wilson. This one inside. 2-1. Heard from Larry Dierker, the Astros skipper, before the game on the Pittsburgh Tribune Review pregame show. The other side, mentioned Roy Oswalt. That fastball usually at or near the corners. And he has tried to work both sides. Been pretty effective this afternoon. There goes the runner. It's hit the other way, but foul toward the seats. Let's pause right now at 2:30 for station identification. Tomorrow, all kids 12 and younger will get a PNC Park puzzle. Compliments of Giant Eagle. Buccos and Astros do battle at 1:35. Visit the Kids Fun Zone in the morning, too. This is the Pirates Baseball Network. Two and two the count on Jack Wilson, the stretch and the pitch, and Wilson grounds this one foul between third base coach Trent Jewett and the third base bag.
And normally when you hear somebody talk about, oh, this guy really hits his spots, you know, stays on the corners, somebody that doesn't really throw very hard is but that's not necessarily the case with this guy. He gets it up there sometimes in the mid 90s. I've seen him go 94.
Yeah, I noticed that the last couple of innings.
If he has that kind of control with that fastball, that's awfully good mix.
Runner goes. Fly ball left field. Merced is under it. Secures it for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Tyke Redmond back to first. Brings up Jason Kendall. Kendall has grounded to short and flied to center this afternoon against Roy Oswalt. Last night, the Pirates catcher 2 for 4 with an RBI. Pirates beat Houston 3-2. Kendall with a fly ball out of play right side. Checks in with third base coach Trent Jewett. Kendall out of the box. Pirates third base coach runs through the signs. Redmond at first, 1 out. 4-1, Houston leads it. As the Pirates bat in the bottom of the 6th inning, throw to first base. Ward takes the throw, but Tyke Redmond is back standing. The stretch and the pitch. Kendall takes a ball inside. Giles on deck. Love to get Kendall aboard. Give Giles a shot. One ball, one strike on Kendall. Roy Oswalt, the right-hander, with the pitch. Kendall bounces this one on 2 hops to short. Lugo throws to second for 1. That's all they get. Biggio takes that throw. Force goes 6-4, 2 outs.
Yeah, Brian Giles having a good day so far. A couple of hits. Be just like Brian to put one in those right field bleachers up with the River Rats.
Just to the left of that number 1 Cochran.
Just the kind of thing he does every now and then.
River Watch sign. Pitch is high, ball 1 on Giles. Still no home runs hit on the fly into the Allegheny. First 48 games at PNC Park. We've had 3 bounce in. This pitch is a ball. 2-0. J.D. Drew on May 17th. Hit one onto the lower Riverwalk. It bounced into the river. Estimated 468 feet the distance. Lance Berkman of the Astros did it on April the 18th. And Todd Helton on May the 4th. Helton of the Rockies. Pitch is swung on and a fly ball to center field. Toward right center now is Lance Berkman. Center fielder has it, and the Bucks leave a man on. After 6 innings at PNC Park, Astros 4, Pirates 1.
Due to time constraints, we'll skip ahead to the top of the 8th inning.
Selected as one of the top 10 sports sections in the country by the Associated Press's sports editors, proof that the Pittsburgh Tribune Review sports reporters are hustling to provide the latest in sports news. Check out Sunday's sports section of the Pittsburgh Tribune Review to see how much of a change will the Steelers' new assistant coaches fit into the 2001 season. Omar Olivares, the new Pirate pitcher.
Omar this year, 12 starts in 25 games, 6.80 ERA. It's 1-4, lost 7. Vinny Castilla could easily have 3 home runs today.
He has 2 and then robbed of 1 by the Giles catch in the 4th. Pitch to him is outside ball 1. Omar Olivares, first appearance since Omar was knocked out of the game at Wrigley Field on Tuesday. Hit on the right arm by the line drive off the bat of Ron Coomer. There's a strike called on Castilla. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Pitches.
1-1 pitch is low. Bronson Arroyo this afternoon pitched 7 innings, allowed 7 hits, 4 runs, all earned. Bronson giving up the 2 home runs to Vinny Castilla. And the 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Olivares' next pitch. Fly ball to left field, pushing Brian Giles back out of the warning track, and Vinny Castilla has hit his 3rd home run of the day. Leading off the 8th inning, it is 5-2 Houston.
This is unbelievable. The only time he's made an out, or the only time he's not hit the ball at the ballpark, Giles had to reach over the fence and bring one back. I'll tell you what, even the fans here, the Pirate fans, are giving Castilla a hand, and out of respect for what he has accomplished this afternoon.
Castilla's first career 3 home run game. And Moises Alou takes a ball. And the 1-ball pitch. Hit in the air by Alou to right. John Vanderwall moves good 20-25 steps to his left and makes the catch. 1 away in the 8th. 5-2 Houston. Now the left-handed hitting first baseman Darrell Ward. Jeff Bagwell not in the lineup for game 1 today. Jimmy Anderson against Tony McKnight in tonight's 7:05 game. After we complete play this afternoon, folks will be ushered out of PNC. The crew will do its work preparing things for the second game of the doubleheader that starts at 7:05. Pitches outside to Ward, ball one. Another offering that's outside. 2 balls, no strikes. And the 1-ball delivery is, or 2-ball pitch is way outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Coming up next, Tony Eusebio. Olivares delivers. And it is inside, ball 4. Boy, what a dramatic turnaround. The Pirates had the tying run at second base in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Ron Valone came on and struck out pinch hitter Craig Wilson and retired Tyke Redmond on a fly ball to center. And then just as quickly as the Pirates' bottom of the 7th ended, the Astro 8th inning began with a Castillo home run, Vinny's 3rd of the day. "5-2 Houston," pitch way outside, ball 1. Liner to right field. Eusebio has his first hit of the day. Vanderwald over to get the ball and fire it back into second base. On the play, Darrell Ward goes from first to third. The Astros threatening to get more. Let's pause for station identification. And this reminder, we will have a second Tribune Review pregame show. The Pittsburgh Tribune Review pregame for tonight's 7:05 game is 6:40 here on the Pirates Baseball Network. Orlando Merced the batter. And the Pirate middle infielders at double play depth. On the infield this afternoon, Ramirez at third, Jack Wilson the shortstop, Pat Mears at second, Kevin Young at first. Ground ball by Merced to second baseman Mears. Mears tags Eusebio, then the throw to first base, safe. Merced beats out the play at first base. A run scores. Darrell Ward comes home. It is now 6-2 Houston. The Bucks trying to get the double play to end the inning, but came up a half step short.
Well, Pat went about it the right way. That high chopper, you're not going to turn a double play if you try to go to the 4-6-3 route. You come in, you're fielding that ball right about the baseline. You got to go for the quick tag and then see if you can throw out Merced and bang, bang play at first base. They just about got it. But nothing more Mears could have done. He did his best to get 2 and save that run.
And Jeff Bagwell to pinch hit for Ron Valone. Bagwell hitting .282, 28 home runs, 87 runs batted in. 1 for 8 in the series with a run batted in. Runner at first, Merced, 2 outs. And the pitch to Bagwell is up high, ball 1. Olivares' next pitch, a fastball on the inside corner, 1-1. The Astros scored 1 in the second, 3 in the 5th. They've got 2 here in the 8th. 5 of the 6 Houston runs driven in by Vinny Castilla. Castilla has hit 3 home runs today. Next pitch is outside. 2 balls and 1 on Bagwell. Omar at the belt, a 2-1 pitch that's popped into foul territory. Third baseman Ramirez is over along with Jason Kendall, and the ball's well back out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's always fun to see those foul balls high like that. Once they hit the concrete, and then they bounce up, and now the ball's right. They're just laying for everyone to see, and a rebound with 40 people going for it. Everybody wants that souvenir.
Runner at first on the move, and the ball fouled away by Bagwell. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, that's understandable. It's the top off to a perfect day at PNC Park to go home with an autographed, or rather a souvenir baseball,
hey, you know,
autographed or otherwise.
Even I get excited when one comes back here in the radio booth. I get crazy, try to make catches and do anything to get that. And then once I get it, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do with it after that.
Like
Give it
a
to a fan.
good fisherman, you throw it back.
Yeah.
Runner going to pitch a ball. Kendall's throw to second base, and Orlando Merced is out. A perfect throw from Kendall to second baseman Pat Mears. So Jeff Bagwell is forced to go back to the dugout with his bat in his hand. But the Astros get 2 runs, and at the end of 7.5, Houston 6, the Pirates 2. Changes for the Astros as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Jeff Bagwell stays in the game to play first base. And Mike Jackson is on the mound as the 3rd Astros pitcher of the day. Ron Vallone did his work. He faced 2 batters and retired the 2.
Mike has been busy this year. Game number 42 for him. 2 wins, 1 loss, 3.40 ERA.
Lance Berkman shifts from center to left. Hidalgo in the game in center field. First pitch to the bottom of the 8th inning. Jack Wilson looks at ball 1. Our Pirates trail 6-2. There's another strike called.
I feel like saying Pirates trail Vinny Castilla 6-2.
Yeah. 0-1 pitch, and it's a strike. I believe that I heard Jim Trudenich say that Hidalgo's hitting 6th, and Jackson, the new pitcher, batting 8th. This pitch is a ball. Again, the changes. Berkman shifts from center to left. Bagwell stays in the game to play first base. Hidalgo is the new center fielder, batting 6th, and Jackson, the pitcher, in the 8th spot of the order. 2-2 pitch fouled off the leg of Jack Wilson. Jack will be followed by Jason Kendall and then Brian Giles. Vinny Castillo has homered 4 times in the last 2 games. Had a solo home run last night as the Astros lost to the Pirates 3-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Jackson, a foul ball at the plate. The last time an opponent hit 3 home runs in a game against the Pirates, it was Corey Snyder of the Dodgers at 3 Rivers, April 17th, 1994. Vinny Castilla has homered 3 times today against the Pirates. Jackson's pitch to Wilson, high and inside.
Corey Snyder from my hometown in California, where I grew up. He played for our crosstown rival high school.
Did you play against each other?
He was just a little bit behind me.
3-2 pitch. Hit to right, fly ball will be handled by right fielder Moises Alou. 1 out of the Pirate 8th. Our 3rd Giant Eagle contestant of the first game is Matthew McKee Jr. of Bethel Park. Jason Kendall hitless in 3 at-bats. The Astros 6, the Pirates 2. Jackson's pitch to Kendall outside, ball 1. The Cardinals and the Cubs are tied at 2 in the 5th inning at Wrigley Field. Albert Pujols hitting his 25th home run of the year. Came off Kerry Wood. Pitch away to Kendall, 2 balls, no strikes. The 2 starters, Roy Oswalt and Bronson Arroyo, are the pitchers of record. Bouncing ball by Kendall to third baseman Castilla. Throw across to Bagwell, 2 outs in the Pirate 8th. Mets 5, Phillies nothing. 5th inning at Shea Stadium. And this afternoon's action in the American League, first of 2 at Detroit. The Tigers 3 and the Indians 1 in the 7th. Ryan Giles has 2 hits this afternoon, doubled and scored in the 2nd, singled in the 4th. Houston 6, the Pirates 2 in the 8th. Jackson's pitch is just a bit up, ball 1. Another pitch lifted, foul ball. Third baseman Castilla has plenty of room to make the catch between the third base line of the Pirate dugout. Giles fouls out. We move into the 8th inning of today's first game of the doubleheader. The Astros 6, the Pirates 2. Jeff Bagwell has a fresh start in the 9th inning. The first pitch is inside, ball 1. Bagwell was pinch hitting in the 8th, and Orlando Merced was caught stealing to bring the inning to a close. And Bagwell stayed in the game to play first base. Olivares' pitch fouled away, 1 ball and 1 strike. Pirates second baseman Pat Mears shifted a good bit to his right, not quite behind second base. The Astros 6, the Pirates 2, 9th inning. Bagwell to be followed by Biggio, then Lugo. And a 1-1 pitch is a strike.
Bagwell has that very unusual hitting stance where he starts with his feet very wide apart, and actually, instead of what most guys do, they take that little stride forward, he actually brings his front foot back a little bit just before he starts to swing.
Ground ball up the middle and a base hit between shortstop Wilson and second baseman Pat Mears. Leadoff single for Bagwell. Here's Craig Biggio, 2 hits today. He was on base for 1 of Vinny Castilla's 3 home runs. Biggio's average on the year, 307. Houston 4 back of the Cubs in the National League Central Division race. And Omar Olivares has pitched to Biggio, a called strike. Omar gave up a couple of runs in his first inning today, the 8th inning. The Astros 30-20 as a road ball club this season. Ball hit sharply by Biggio, just out of the reach of the diving Pirate second baseman Pat Mears. Bagwell advances to second base. Biggio singles here in the 9th. That gives him 3 hits in this first game. 2 men on, nobody out for Julio Lugo. And Lugo today 0 for 3 plus a sacrifice bunt. The Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield game summary. Vinny Castilla homered with nobody out in the 2nd inning. The Pirates tie the game in the bottom of the 2nd. A 2-out single by Kevin Young that drove in Brian Giles. Then Castilla had a 3-run homer in the 5th. That made it 4-1 Houston. Here's the pitch to Lugo. Fly ball, right field, right center. Vanderwall sprints over, and the ball will bounce on the grass and then go to the wall. Coming around third is Bagwell. He'll score. Biggio to third on the double by Lugo. 7-2 Houston in the 9th.
Omar not having a lot of success here against the Astros. Just the 8th inning, and now this one, still nobody out. They're 5 for 7 off of him.
And here's Lance Berkman. Berkman came into the day as the second leading hitter, or second hitter in the league behind his teammate Moises Alou. Second in batting average. Currently the Berkman mark is .354, swing and a miss, strike one. Just before that double by Lou, I was giving you the Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield game summary and mentioned that Castillo's second home run of the day had the Astros up 4-1. The Pirates scored just one run in the bottom of the seventh. Kevin Young sacrifice fly, getting a Ramos Ramirez home, and then Vinny Castilla homered in the eighth, his third of the game. There's a ball hit sharply, diving stop by shortstop Wilson. Jack Wilson throw to Kevin Young at first base. It is out number one, but on the play, Biggio scores. Lugo goes to third. It is 8-2 Houston.
Well, Jack's got some soft hands. That ball just blistered to his left. He left his feet to get the ball, a dive, and ball just sticks right in that glove. And then, as always, he bounces up like a rubber ball, gets himself in position to make the throw.
And here is Vinny Castilla. He has hit 3 home runs in the game. He could have had 4 as Ryan Giles made a catch in the 4th inning. Ryan robbed Castillo of a home run in that frame. Runner at third, infield up, ball fouled back, strike one. Pretty good cut from Castilla, as you'd expect. The 3 home runs today for Castillo, that gives him 13 as an Astro.
I really kind of would have expected maybe a little take right there instead of the big swing.
Why is that, Bob? Pitch inside, and it is a foul ball, 0-2.
Because in the back of his mind, he might be thinking, I'm going to get a pitch inside here. I better be hanging loose a little bit.
Castilla's behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Runner at third, 1 out with the infield drawn in. Swing and a miss. Castilla chased the pitch up out of the strike zone, and Vinny is down on strikes here in the ninth.
Well, that one, it's hard to tell how high that is. We don't have a monitor, so we're looking down on the field, but that looked like it was up around the bill of his cap. Chased it way out of the strike zone.
Well, the Pirate infield can now relax. Houston has scored 2 in the ninth, and the Astros lead at 8-2. The Pirates scored a run in the bottom of the 7th and 2 runs in the 8th for the Astros and 2 here in the ninth. Pitch to Alou is inside, ball 1. Friends, join us in Bradenton, Florida for the 2002 Pirates Fantasy Camp, celebrating the all-star history of the Pirates. Former Pirate All-Stars Bill Mazeroski, Steve Blass, Manny Sanguillen, Kent Tekulve, Bob Walk, and others will be on hand for the week of Major League fun at Pirate Spring Training in Bradenton, Florida. Pitch to Alou, lifted back into the seats. Call Fantasy Camp Coordinator Monica Robinson at 1-800-BUY-BUCKS for more information or to reserve your spot. Please do not delay. You'll want to be a part of the Pirates Fantasy Camp come the early part of 2002.
Perfect time to head down to some warm weather.
Omar set the 1-1 pitch. Is down low 2-1. You're familiar with my good friend Larry Altman, Mr. Haberdasher out in the South Hills. Larry is planning on being at Fantasy Camp.
Great.
No doubt he'll go down there in a rather stylish outfit. Lugo at third, 2 outs, and the 2-1 pitch is low and outside. Jimmy Anderson against Tony McKnight in the second game of the doubleheader that comes up at 7:05.
You're gonna have to give me an early scouting report. I mean, Larry, a good hitter, good defense.
All right,
we have the big drafts. You're gonna have to scout for me.
Okay, I'll do my best. 3-1 pitch is a strike call to the outside corner. The Astro runs batted in. Castilla 5, 1 each for Merced, Lugo, and Berkman. And Kevin Young has both of the Pirates runs batted in. In the Pirate bottom of the ninth, Ramirez, Vanderwall, and Young are coming up. Omar Olivares with a 3-2 pitch, and Alou started to swing, but he was able to check things, and it is ball 4.
Yeah, those drafts that we hold down there, it's an amazing thing to sit in that room and have plenty of pizza, plenty of beer, and try to pick those teams. It takes a lot longer than you think it would.
I mean, what do you,
There's
couple hours?
Yeah. Well, maybe not a couple hours, but a while.
Richard Hidalgo with a swing and a miss, strike one.
And as you can imagine, there's a lot of good-natured ribbing going on and
Seriously,
arguing back and forth about who's picking who. And
you think you have a pretty good sense when you go into that draft after just seeing these guys for a short period of time?
some of the guys, well, like Steve, for instance, who's gone down year after year after year, there's a lot of repeat players, and Steve has a pretty good handle on what a lot of them can do.
Or can't do.
Or can't do, depending on the case.
Ground ball to third base by Hidalgo. Ramirez's throw to second baseman Pat Mears, and a force out on Moises Alou. The Astros pick up 2 more runs. We're going to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's the Astros 8, the Pirates 2. Aramis Ramirez leading off the bottom of the 9th against Mike Jackson, who pitched a 1-2-3-8, and Ramirez fouls one to the seats down the left field line. That ball had home run distance, but it was well foul, strike one. The Pirates are trailing by 6 runs in the bottom of the 9th. In Chicago, Craig Paquette has homered in the 6th inning off Kerry Wood. That gives the Cardinals a 3-2 edge over the Cubs. And the 0-1 pitch hit to left by Ramirez. Going back is Lance Berkman. He is at the wall. He reaches up and makes the catch, robbing Ramirez of a home run. 1 out of the 9th.
Lance, let us know something. After he hit the wall, he just kind of walked a little bit towards center field, and about 3 or 4 steps before he acknowledged that he had the ball in his glove. Couldn't tell.
You see, I was reading the reaction of the fans. I figured if he didn't catch it, everybody'd be cheering. No one was. Here's Vanderwall, doubled in the 7th. And a called strike. There was the turnaround portion of the ball game. The Pirates had the potential tying run at second base with 1 out of the 7th. Ron Vallone came on. He struck out Craig Wilson, got Tyke Redmond to fly out to center, and then right after that, leading off the 8th inning, Vinny Castilla hit his 3rd home run of the day. That gave the Astros a 5-2 edge. They went on to score 1 more run in the 8th and picked up 2 in the top of the 9th. So they've pretty much got this one in the bank. And Vanderwall's fly ball to right center field. Richard Hidalgo in the right center corner. The center fielder of the Astros making the catch. There are 2 outs of the 9th. Kevin Young officially 1 for 2. He has a couple of RBIs. That gives Kevin 40 runs batted in on the year. The Astros were winners 3-2 Thursday night. The Buccos came out on top 3-2 last night. Kevin Young with a base hit to left field down the line, and the ball's going into the left field corner. That'll allow Kevin Young to get into second base. A 2-out double. 9th inning, the Pirates down 8-2. And now Pat Mears. Adam Heisdu comes out getting ready to bat for Omar Olivares. Oswalt and Arroyo, the 2 starters, are the pitchers of record. The 23-year-old right-hander of Houston about to have his record improved to 9-2. And the pitch to Mears, ball 1. And we're expecting the Pirates to make a roster move in between games. Mears swings at a 1-0 pitch, fly ball to deep left field. Pat Mears hits his 4th home run of the year. A 2-run homer to left. And the Pirates get runs 3 and 4 in the bottom of the 9th and now trail 8-4.
There's a lot of hooping and hollering right now, but the horse already out of the barn.
2 runs in after 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Adam Heisdu pinch hitting for Omar Olivares. Heisdu with a base hit into left field. 3 straight Pirate hits after 2 outs. Let's pause now for station identification and remind you that the Dodgers are coming back to PNC Park for games August 7th, 8th, and 9th. This is the Pirates Baseball Network. Tyke Redmond steps in. Tyke is 1 for 4 this afternoon, 5 for 13 in the series. 8-4 Houston. And the pitch from Jackson to Redmond up high, ball 1. Next pitch down low. The 8 runs for the Astros, 4 off starter Arroyo, who pitched 7, and 4 runs off Omar Olivares, who worked 2 innings. Next pitch of ball. It is 3-0. Get Redmond on. Bring Wilson to the plate. That would give the Pirates the potential tying run of the on-deck circle. And now time is called, and Bert Hooton is on his way to the mound to talk to the right-hander Mike Jackson.
Now that tells you that Billy Wagner is a few pitches away yet from getting loose. Hooton out to make sure that he gives him that time to get ready.
On the American League scoreboard, this update from Detroit. Juan Gonzalez hit a 2-run homer off Heath Murray. Gonzalez is 27th of the year. The Indians and the Tigers are tied at 3 in the 7th inning. First game of the day-night doubleheader at Comerica Park. Later on, the Yankees at Toronto. The White Sox play the Red Sox at Fenway, and Minnesota's at Seattle. Bert Hooton back to the dugout. Heisdu at first base, 2 outs. Jackson's 3-ball pitch way outside. Redmond walks. 2 Pirates on, and Jack Wilson the batter. That's the first walk issued by an Astros pitcher this afternoon.
Oswalt has excellent control, and not surprising that today was no different.
Oswalt in 75 and a third innings this year has walked only 17. And the pitch to Jack is a called strike. After 2 outs, Young doubled, Mears homered, Heisdu a pinch hit single, then Redmond walked. Jack Wilson with a base hit to left field. Heisdu around third. Adams scores from second base. Redmond stops at second. Jack Wilson driving in the Pirates' 5th run. The tying run is coming to the plate. The Pirates trailing now 8-5.
Yeah, that'll do it for Jackson. He won't get to face anybody else now that tying run is going to be up there. Even though there's 2 outs, Dorker can't watch any more of this.
Now, Mike Jackson faced 10 batters. He retired the first 5, and the last 5 reached base. 4 hits and a walk. A Verizon Wireless call to the pen made by the Astros. Bottom of the 9th inning, the Astros 8, the Pirates 5. The Bucks have a couple of men on. There are 2 outs, and back with more in a moment. The Astros led 8-2 coming into the bottom of the 9th. You know, Larry Dierker was hoping that Jackson would quickly take care of things in the bottom of the 9th inning and save the bullpen for the second game of the doubleheader.
Yeah, he didn't want to have to use whack. Let him rest. Might need him in game 2, but there he is. He's out there trying to pick up save number 25 on the year. 40 innings this year. He's only walked 15. He has 55 strikeouts, and it's just given up 29 base hits. About as tough as it comes. Fastball anywhere from 95 to 100 miles an hour.
Redmond, the Pirate runner at second base. Jack Wilson at first, 2 outs. 8-5 Houston, bottom of the 9th inning. Pitch to Kendall. Fastball fouled back, strike 1. Tony Eusebio, the catcher of the Astros, out to the mound to talk to the left-hander Wagner. Kendall this afternoon 0 for 4. One strike pitch is up high. Jason moved his hands but did not swing. 1 ball and 1 strike. According to the scoreboard, that pitch was 98 miles per hour. Wagner from the stretch, a check of the Pirate runners, and a 1-1 pitch that hits Kendall. The bases are loaded. Redmond to third, Jack Wilson to second, Kendall down to first. Jason hit by a 96-mile-per-hour fastball.
Got it down around the kneecap. Jason not limping at all, going down to first. Got him somewhere in a muscle, maybe up on his thigh.
Ryan Giles, the 9th Pirate to bat in this bottom of the 9th inning. 8-5 Houston. And Wagner's pitch high and inside, ball 1. The announced paid attendance for this first game, 32,977. The Pirates have scored 3 here in the bottom of the 9th. The Bucks have the tying run at first base. And a 1-ball pitch. Giles swings, drive to right field. Buccos win by way of a grand slam. Brian Giles, a line drive, grand slam into the right field seats. Count them. 6, 7, 8. Giles makes 9. Bucks win 9-8. There was no doubt about it. Brian Giles grand slam off Billy Wagner in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Pirates scoring 7 runs in the last of the 9th to win it.
I'll tell you what, Lanny, there has been some magic in this ballpark already, but I cannot believe what I just witnessed. 7 runs in the 9th inning. And they hit a grand slam home run off possibly the best closer in baseball. For a grand slam, that is just phenomenal. Now they went out and found that horse, put a rope around his neck, and let him back in the barn.
It was 8-2 Houston going into the bottom of the 9th, and keep in mind the Pirates' first 2 batters of the bottom of the 9th inning were retired. Ramirez flat out to deep left field with Berkman back to the wall to make the catch. Vanderwall flat out to center fielder Hidalgo. The Bucks were 1 out away from being taken care of.
I mean, you'll watch baseball for the next 10 years and you won't see a team with 2 outs, nobody on, score 7 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning, come back and snatch a win. This is amazing what just happened. Amazing.
7 men came to the plate after 2 outs. All 7 scored. Grand slam from Brian Giles. The final score in the first game of the first ever day-night doubleheader in the history of the Pirates. The Pirates 9, the Astros 8.